If you don't understand something, it's very difficult to be prepared for it, to know how to synthesize it, to know how to deal with it. And we are seeing such dangerous examples of this coming in general from the divisive narrative being promulgated by the American right wing in a complete vacuum of policy, as we've talked about before, where it's not even that the policy is whatever. The policy doesn't even matter. They don't even really talk about policy anymore. And we're going to look at a couple examples of that here. And they come from Fox News propagandist Tucker Carlson. Now, one of the reasons that Carlson is particularly dangerous is that, similarly to someone like a Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson speaks very confidently. The tone of people like Tucker and Ben Shapiro are that they're extraordinarily confident in telling you how things are. The reason that Tucker is arguably even more dangerous than Ben Shapiro is that, to some degree, Ben Shapiro is more readily understood as giving his opinion, whereas the context and the sort of production of Tucker's show, where it just looks like yet another Fox News program, actually tricks more people into thinking that Tucker Carlson is giving you news. And as we know, when the rubber meets the road and the lawyers come out because there's a lawsuit, Fox News lawyers are very quick to say, Tucker Carlson is an entertainer. He's not a news person. Look at these couple of clips from yesterday, from Tucker Carlson's program. In this first clip, Tucker Carlson bemoans, I guess, what he considers some kind of woke affirmative action of sorts by pointing out that Joe Biden has appointed quite a number of black women to be judges. Take a look at this.
Out of 97 federal judges confirmed under Joe Biden, total number of white men, 5. 22 are black women. So this is race-based hiring. It's illegal, but it's also not about looking like America. It's about punishing people.
Now, that could not be less true. And what Tucker Carlson doesn't tell you when he says, well, hold on a second, 97 federal judges confirmed under Biden, 22 are black women. That's like almost a quarter. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't look like America. But you have to zoom out and you have to realize there are currently about 1,400 sitting federal judges. 1,400, it's actually 1,407. More than half are white men, not just white. More than half are white men, and only 4.5% are black women. So when you say it's illegal, it's not representative of the way America looks, or whatever the case may be, understand that African Americans make up 13% of the American population. You would expect, if black women and girls are roughly half of that 13%, that would be 6.5%, you still have black women underrepresented by a third among judges. Now, I am not someone who says we need exact equality of outcome. You're never going to have that. It's an unreasonable thing to expect. If I came to you and I said, in order for society to be fair, in every single place, we must have 50.3% women, 13% black people, 1% Jews, or whatever the percentage is. That would be a very unreasonable thing to say. But when you zoom out, there are places where we look and we have to say this can't be by chance. When you zoom out and you say, well, 46 presidents and 0 women in a country that's 50.3% women, that is a statistic that doesn't make sense. We don't need 50.3% of presidents to be women. You might have a situation where women are less interested in being president than men, and it doesn't have to be because of discrimination. I'm completely open to that. You know, the right-wingers love to say this thing where they go, hey, you know what? If you really want equality, why aren't you fighting for 50.3% of longshoremen? It actually, the term has man in it, right? Why aren't you fighting for 50.3% of longshoremen and bricklayers to be women? Well, that's not actually what we're saying. And there are all sorts of different reasons why women may be less interested in being bricklayers. And it doesn't have to be because of discrimination. So it's not about equality of outcome. But the very argument Tucker is making is turned on its head by the fact. Tucker says 22 out of 97 judges being black women isn't representative of America's demographics. Well, no, but we have such a deficit demographically among judges that what Joe Biden is doing is only partially making the demographics actually represent America. So it's a bogus argument, but it's ripe and perfect for his audience. Here's one other just clip from yesterday. And again, it's just, these are talking point comas that Tucker goes into. Here it's something about transgender Satanism.
They're so shameless about this. They don't even care.
Tonight's Transgender Satanism brought to you by Pfizer. Inject their products into your body. So great. Chadwick Moore, awesome.
That is a very, very concerning laugh. So listen, there is horrible stuff happening on Tucker Carlson's program. And if you were saying, well, fine, there's horrible stuff happening there, but Tucker's never going to say, well, we should be defending George Santos, is he? Well, let's talk about that next.